Marston's Domain.
Hey everyone, Marson here, and we now have alternate costumes in Nickelodeon's All Star Brawl. Now, this video is going to be kind of mixed with excitement and some disappointment and some just not really being sure as to where this is going to go for Nickelodeon All Star Brawl. But let's start off with the good news, which is the exciting news, at least for my own personal take on the alternate costumes. I think that Invader Zim's alternate costume is the best out of all of the characters. I think it's a perfect fit. I think it makes a ton of sense to have, and I just think it's really cool. I think they did a great job on it, and it makes total sense to have. But that doesn't mean that I like all of them. So other ones that I do like, even though Reptar's is simple, I do like Reptar's. I think SpongeBob's is pretty funny, but then we get to some other characters where they're just hats. And I know you could say that about SpongeBob's, but I feel like SpongeBob's fits more for his character and just that episode that the hat's from, probably resonating with a lot of people who watch the show, remembering that episode. But when you look at Patrick and cycling through the standard character and then the alternate costume, it just kind of baffles me that this was the first one they decided to do. I feel like as the first wave of alternate costumes, they should have probably focused more on having them be pretty robust. Not saying that all of them should be on the caliber of Toph or Invader Zim, but I think as a first wave, just having a hat is pretty underwhelming. And I know, this is a free update, so I can't complain, but I think this sends a bad precedent for what's to come in terms of drip feed. Drip feed is something that us Nintendo fans are used to, but to see it in this game, which, by the way, this isn't even available on Switch yet. So speaking of drip feed and the fact that the Nintendo console doesn't even have this update yet, but I digress. I just feel like if they go this route and they drip feed this content, and some of it can be as underwhelming as Patrick's alternate costume, which he's not the only one, by the way. I think there's others that are pretty underwhelming. There are some that are cool. I'm just not really too into the characters, so I'm not talking about it, because apparently from what I've heard, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one is actually pretty cool. I just don't follow that series, so I wouldn't know. But this game, I have a video about this, but this game is on life support, as I call it, where I don't think the game's totally dead. I think that a revival can happen, and maybe if I go to try to find a match right now, maybe I could. But when I made that video a couple weeks ago, or whenever I made it, I had a really hard time finding matches. And with Hungrybox doing his tournament right now, and them releasing these alternate costumes, I think there's a lot of positive in terms of rejuvenating the game and getting interest back into it and getting people playing it again. But I think if they go far with this drip feed method, I think it might end up not helping them like they want it to. I think if they had released 2 or 3 alternate costumes for each character with this update, I think it would have packed more of a punch. And I have a feeling that they're probably just going to reveal a new character soonish. I saw someone mention the Game Awards on the video for the reveal of these costumes. I think they were talking about hoping that a new character would be revealed there, and there's probably a good chance that there will be, because I think most people would agree that this game feels pretty bare bones with how it is in its current state. It's better than when it came out, but most of that was stability and just balancing, and now we just have one alternate costume for each character. So that's where I think they need to pack a big punch to get a whole chunk of people back in the game and get the community thriving again, because what I had talked about in my other video is that if I go on to play, but other people have already given up on trying to play, then I'll give up, and then the next person who could have potentially found me, I've already given up. So I think they need to get a whole chunk of people back on so that there can be a thriving community. So hopefully we're going to see more, but overall, I'm not too impressed with this update. Again, it's free, but not having any alternate costumes at launch is already pretty crazy to me. And with how fed up people have been getting with Nintendo's drip feed method, I think the way that All Star Brawl is doing it is probably already going to get under people's skin. But I do want to end the video on a positive note. I do think some of the alternate costumes are cool, but I think there's a chunk that are lackluster. So that's all I have to say about this. Let me know what you think about all this in the comment section down below. Are there any alternate costumes you're hoping for? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like. If you want to stay up to date with my videos, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell. If you want to catch my live streams, be sure to follow my Twitch. And until next time, I'll see you all later. Take care, everyone.